What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Saturday, January 29th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we have a 6-game slate tonight, so let's take a look at the point guard position. I like Devontae Graham from the New Orleans Pelicans playing the Boston Celtics, who have a good defense overall. They've been good versus opposing point guards, and Devontae Graham has averaged 27.2 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 31 minutes per game with a 21% usage rate. He's projected at 27.8 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.3 times value. He's $5,200 DraftKings salary, $300 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 213.5 points scored in this game, and Devontae Graham has scored 27 and 42 fantasy points in his last 2 games, playing 33 and 35 minutes. And on top of that, he scored 28, 48, 42, 28, and 31 fantasy points in his last 5 games versus the Celtics. So I like Devontae Graham here versus the Boston Celtics. Okay, there's another couple of plays that I like here. If you're looking for a value play at the point guard position, both of these guys are eligible for point guard and shooting guard, and they're both the same salary pretty much on DraftKings and FanDuel. So I like Nickeil Alexander-Walker from the New Orleans Pelicans playing the Boston Celtics. Nickeil Alexander-Walker has averaged 24 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 27 minutes per game with a 25% usage rate. He's projected at 25.3 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.5 times value. He's $4,600 DraftKings salary, $900 more on FanDuel, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker has scored 29, 48, and 30 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 33, 37, and 34 minutes. So I like Nickeil Alexander-Walker here versus the Boston Celtics. Okay guys, it's time to announce the winner of our $25 weekly PayPal giveaway. And the winner is Matthew Wallace. Matthew Wallace, congratulations. You are the winner of this week's $25 PayPal giveaway. Please reply to our comment to collect your prize. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and we'll send you $25 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. I also like DeAnthony Melton from the Memphis Grizzlies playing the Washington Wizards, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. They're middle-of-the-pack defending opposing point guards. DeAnthony Melton has averaged 23.9 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 23 minutes per game with a 21% usage rate. He's projected at 25.2 fantasy points here tonight, and that's 5.5 times value. He's $4,600 DraftKings salary, $100 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 228.5 points scored in this game, and DeAnthony Melton has scored 40, 19, and 35 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 27, 24, and 30 minutes. So I like D'Anthony Melton as a value play here versus the Washington Wizards. Okay, let's take a look at the shooting guard position. I like Klay Thompson from the Golden State Warriors playing the Brooklyn Nets, who have the 11th worst defense overall. They give up the 9th most fantasy points to opposing shooting guards. Klay Thompson has averaged 25.7 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 23 minutes per game with a 33% usage rate. He's projected at 27.4 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5 times value. He's 5,500 DraftKings salary, 700 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 230.5 points scored in this game. And Klay Thompson has scored 38 and 28 fantasy points in the last 2 games, playing 26 and 25 minutes. So I like Klay Thompson here versus the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, let's take a look at the small forward position. I like OG Anunoby from the Toronto Raptors playing the Miami Heat, who have a good defense overall. They've been good versus opposing small forwards. OG Anunoby has averaged 34.2 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 37 minutes per game with a 22% usage rate. He's projected at 35.4 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.1 times value. He's 7,000 DraftKings salary, 700 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 207.5 points scored in this game. And OG Anunoby has scored 43, 42, and 39 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 33, 35, and 41 minutes. So I like OG Anunoby here versus the Miami Heat. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, let's take a look at the power forward position. I like Tobias Harris from the Philadelphia 76ers playing the Sacramento Kings, who have the 2nd worst defense overall. They give up the 3rd most fantasy points to opposing power forwards. Tobias Harris has averaged 36.4 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 35 minutes per game with a 24% usage rate. He's projected at 37.4 fantasy points here tonight. That's just about 5 times value. He's 7,600 DraftKings salary, 500 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 221 points scored in this game, and Tobias Harris has scored 39, 57, and 42 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 34, 39, and 36 minutes. So I like Tobias Harris here versus the Sacramento Kings. Okay, moving on to the center position. I got a value play for you here. I had this pick yesterday, and he played really well. He's playing monster minutes. He is on a back-to-back, but his price is still low for the amount of minutes and his upside. So take a look at Herbert Jones from the New Orleans Pelicans playing the Boston Celtics, who have a good defense overall. They've been good against opposing centers. And Herbert Jones has averaged 22 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 30 minutes per game with a 13% usage rate. And he's projected at 24.6 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5 times value. He's 4,900 DraftKings salary, 1,000 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 213.5 points scored in this game. And Herbert Jones has scored 42, 32, and 23 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 36, 38, and 34 minutes. So I like Herbert Jones here versus the Boston Celtics. Okay, now I've given you quite a few picks from the Pelicans, so if you don't want to play any more Pelicans or you don't like that pick, take a look at Richaun Holmes from the Sacramento Kings playing the Philadelphia 76ers, who have a good defense overall. They give up the 11th most fantasy points to opposing centers. Richaun Holmes has averaged 26.9 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 26 minutes per game with a 16% usage rate. He's projected at 25.9 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.4 times value. He's 4,800 DraftKings salary, 1,200 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 221 points scored in this game, and Richaun Holmes has scored 27, 20, and 32 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 28, 23, and 24 minutes. So I like Richaun Holmes as a value play here versus the Philadelphia 76ers. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smickety smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.